Okay, so this is Mr. Hammer, and I'm looking at number 3. A set designer builds a model of the stage and the different pieces of furniture on it. He uses a scale of 5 centimeters to 1 meter. So I've got my model, and then I've got my stage, which is my real life situation. The model is 5 centimeters, and the stage scale is 1 meter. That's not actual sizes, that's the ratio. This is the scale at this point. This is not the real size. The model is not 5 centimeters, the stage is not 1 meter, but that's the scale. First thing we need to do is we need to make the units the same. So meters into centimeters, we would multiply by 100. And 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. That's the first thing we need to do. So one is we need same units. And the second thing we're going to need is we're going to need to turn the model into the number 1, because that's how ratios work best. So to go from 5 centimeters to 1 centimeter, we're going to have to divide by 5. Just like with our equivalent ratios, we would have to do that to the other part of the ratio as well. So 100 divided by 5 is going to be 20. So our ratio is going to be 1 centimeter to 20 centimeters. We can actually get rid of the units at this point and just say that our ratio is going to be 1 to 20. This tells us that the stage is going to be 20 times bigger than the model, or the model will be 20 times smaller than the stage. And that's the first part of the question. Let's look at the second part of the question, part B. Part B says the length of a table is 1.4 meters. What is the length of the model? So table is 1.4 meters. This is B. Is 1.4 meters. What's the size of the model? So I'm going to go back to my ratio. In my ratio, I have the model and I have the stage. And the ratio we found was 1 to 20. So the table is on the stage. That's 1.4 meters. We can put that under the stage. But let's convert that to centimeters, because I know my model will be in centimeters. So we're going to multiply that by 100 to turn that into 140 centimeters. So when the stage is 140 centimeters, the question is, what is that model? Well, there's 2 ways to do it. The first way to do it is to say, how did we get from 20 all the way to 140? Because we'd have to use equivalent ratios to make this work. Well, that's easy. We multiply 20 times 7, so that we multiply our model times 7 as well. And that's going to mean that our model will be 7 centimeters. That's one way to do this, to work with equivalent ratios. The other way is to simply say, well, our table is 140 centimeters, and because the ratio is 1 to 20, the table is 20 times bigger than the model, so that the model would have to be 140 centimeters divided by 20, because it's 20 times smaller. So that's going to also give us 7 centimeters. So there are 2 ways to answer this particular question. Let's look at the next part. The height of the model of a lamp is 3 centimeters. So again, I've got my model and I have my stage, and the ratio is 1 to 20. In this case, they're telling us that the model is 3 centimeters. Well, this is pretty easy. We can see that we go from 1 to 3 by multiplying by 3, so we'd also multiply the 20 by 3 to get us 60 centimeters. So the actual height of the lamp is going to be 60 centimeters. And same thing here. The height of the model of an ornament is 0.5 centimeters. What is the actual height of the ornament? Well, we can take 0.5 centimeters and multiply that also by 20, which is our ratio, which will give us 10 centimeters. So in the question above, we could have done the same thing. For C, we could have said the lamp is 3 centimeters, and we could have simply said, let's multiply that by 20. That's going to give us 60 centimeters. So you can either use ratios, equivalent ratios, or you can simply multiply or divide by the second term in your ratio.